Dr. Anthony Fauci is getting ready for a big day on Monday. The former chief medical advisor to President Biden during the COVID era will testify before the House subcommittee on the coronavirus. This comes after Dr. Fauci agreed to 2 days of closed-door interviews that happened back in January. Mychael Schnell is a congressional reporter with thehill.com. Michael, good morning. So what are we expecting to hear from Dr. Fauci on Monday?
Hey, Hena, good morning. Yeah, a big hearing on Monday. This is Dr. Fauci's first time testifying publicly since September of 2022. Of course, he stepped down from his leadership position at NIAID at the end of 2022. Now, other from those closed-door hearings, that closed-door testimony back in January, Dr. Fauci has not been heard from. And I know a lot of Republicans and Democrats are eager to ask him a number of questions on a number of different topics, having to do with, of course, COVID-19 origin, the lab leak theory, natural origins, regular pandemic protocol and public health protocol. And then another thing, Hena, that may come up is these recent allegations that some NIH officials engaged in a conspiracy to conceal records that had to do with COVID-19 origins. There were some emails that have come out recently that have related to those allegations. So expect to hear a lot of all that at this hearing on Monday. Again, Fauci's first time appearing publicly before lawmakers since September of 2022.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we heard from him. I do want to mention COVID subcommittee chair Brad Wenstrup. He announced this hearing initially. He said Fauci's closed-door interview raised, quote, significant concerns about the COVID-19 response. With that said, what are he and Republicans hoping will come out of this testimony tomorrow?
Yeah, one word, Hena, that we've heard from Wenstrup and a number of these Republicans is accountability. They want Fauci to be held accountable and to be questioned for his play calls amid the pandemic, whether that be for COVID-19 protocols, things like that 6-foot social distancing. They also want to ask him again about the origins of COVID-19, the lab leak theory, and the natural origins thought. And then another thing, Hena, that I think expect to hear a lot about is follow-up from those 2 days of closed-door testimony back in January. Because as the transcript reflected, and as Fauci even recognized himself, there were a number of occasions when he said, "I do not recall." Pretty standard for congressional hearings. It was noted that this was a lot of times when lawmakers had asked very granular pieces of information and very specific questions. But my colleague spoke to Wenstrup in anticipation of Monday's hearing. He said he hopes that Fauci's recollection is better on Monday. So expect all that, likely some fireworks, and, anything could come in this hearing on Monday, Hena.
Oh, we'll be watching closely. Mychael Schnell, live in our nation's capital. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.